subject today, I am a survivor. Why don't you just say that with me? I am a survivor. Why don't you find somebody close to you and tell them, I am a survivor. That's right, I am a survivor. I have been through some things. I have endured some very difficult times in life, but thanks be unto God, I'm still here today because I am a survivor. Is that anybody's testimony in here today that I am a survivor? This past week, we had this non-stop conversation about the treatment of women in our country. The silent trauma that many bear due to past abuses committed against them. This is not some new reality that started with the Me Too movement last year. This did not start with a Supreme Court nomination. Women have suffered indignities and have to deal with mistreatment from the very beginning of civilization. Throughout time and in many Western cultures, women had their rights subjugated. Black women in our country can certainly attest to this. One of my favorite poets, Maya Angelou, wrote about the struggle of women and triumph in her poem, saying, you may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still like dust I'll rise. Though you may shoot me with your words, you may cut me with your eyes, you may kill me with your hatefulness, but still like air I'll rise. In other words, I am a survivor. Maya Angelou's words reflect the resiliency of our people to keep on surviving regardless of the obstacles, regardless of the abuse they face, whether physical abuse or verbal abuse or even sexual abuse that they've endured. Like Beyonce sang in Destiny's Child, I am a survivor. Our women are survivors. This has always been our legacy, that no matter how big the obstacle, whether we're talking about slavery or Jim Crow laws or separate but unequal, our people have found a way, some way, somehow to trust in God's unchanging hand and to keep on surviving. Well, the Hebrews in our text were no different. They also were people who were survivors. Like many strong women of color, Israel wasn't taking her abuse laying down. She had fought the good fight and stood up to her enemies. But how many of you know sometimes your enemies might prevail over you for a season? No matter how strong you are, no matter how hard you fight, every now and then it may seem as if your enemies are still winning no matter how hard you fought against them. But how many of you know in here, what does not kill you will make you stronger? That's a word for somebody who's gone through abuse, who's gone through physical attack, who's gone through having their character assassinated. As long as you still have breath in your body, you are a survivor. Every enemy that tried to destroy you and break you down and make you feel as if you were less than a child of God made a mistake because they left you alive. Because if they really wanted you gone, they should have killed you. But as long as you still got life and breath in your body, you can survive. I wish I had somebody to say, I'm a survivor. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to keep on living. God made me to be a survivor. Verse 31 and 2, the Lord said that the people which were left, that means the people of those that Israel who were not killed by the enemy, which were the Babylonians, he said those which were left found grace in the wilderness. Yes, in a captivity, in a foreign place, in a land not their own, while surrounded by their enemies, by those that had overwhelmed them, those who were now oppressing them. The Babylonians were known for their cruel treatment of those nations that they had conquered. They were known for killing the men and taking the women and making them into slaves and taking the children, using the children for unpaid labor, back-breaking work. They were known for their cruel treatment treatment of those that were not a part of the Babylonian Empire. But even in the midst of those conditions, the word of God said those that were not killed, those that were not destroyed by the sword, found grace in the wilderness. Oh, that's a word for somebody right there. They were able to survive because they found God's grace in the wilderness. Finding God's grace meant that those who were still in, those who were not killed, found God's unconditional love for themselves, even in the midst of all that hate that was surrounding them. Finding God's grace meant that they could survive and thrive in a place they were meant to be destroyed and broken down. Even in this barren land, they found the grace of God to keep on living forward. I just want to share with somebody today, even in your darkest moment, even in the deepest of nights, even in the lowest of depths, even in the worst depression, if you trust God, you can find grace in your wilderness. I know your enemy meant to destroy you. The enemy meant to kill you. The enemy meant to steal everything God had put inside of you. But how many of you know that what God gives you can't nobody take away from you? They found grace in the wilderness. Yeah, that's good news for every person that has suffered unimaginable abuse. It lets us know that no matter what we go through, no matter what trauma we have endured, God's grace is available for you. No devil can destroy it. No evil can steal it. No demon can take it away. No man, no abusive person can kill it. God's grace is forever. Man did not give it to you. Man can't take it away from you. No matter what your condition, God's grace is available. If you can find just a glimmer of hope to lift your eyes to the hill, the word said, I will lift my eyes to the hill from which come my help, for all my help comes from the Lord. If I can just lift my head up, I believe I can find God's grace to keep on living. God's grace will save you. God's grace will strengthen you. God's grace will even shield you. This is how the Israelites survived Babylonian captivity. They found God's grace in a strange place. The Psalms tell us that the Babylonians were so cruel. It was not just physical abuse they had to suffer. It was also psychological abuse they had to suffer. While they were in chains, they were bound to each other. The Babylonians demanded them to sing songs to entertain them. And their response was, how can we sing songs of Zion in a foreign land? How can we rejoice while we are down in this captivity? How can we make merry when we are still chained in bondage? How can we rejoice when we are still under this oppressive regime? How can we be happy when that fool is in the White House? How can we be happy when these folks are running over our rights? How can we rejoice and praise God when it seems like our enemy never get punished and the righteous are always under somebody's foot? How can we rejoice when these things are happening? And then the word of God comes, because even in the wilderness, even in oppressive condition, even in the darkness of moment, you still got God's amazing grace. Yes, amazing grace that saved our ancestors, amazing grace that saved your mama and daddy, and the same grace that saved them is available today to save you. They've done everything to try to break these people, cut them off from their family, took them to a foreign place, weakened by war and despair and isolation. The enemies took away everything they could, their possessions, their land, their houses, their self-esteem, their dignity. They wanted to break their spirit. But there was one thing the enemy could not take away from them. There was one thing that no man, no matter how evil he is, can take away from you. There was one thing that they had inside that no matter how deep the abuse, they couldn't And that one thing was God's love for them. They were still God's children. They were still the children of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They were still the children of promise. They were still God's chosen people. God had made a promise with them that I will never leave you nor forsake you, but I'll be with you to the ends of the world. Even in their darkest moment, they still had God's love. Oh, thank you, Lord. I don't know about you, but that gives me some encouragement. That even though things may not be perfect in life, even though it may not seem to be working in your favor, even though it seems that opportunities are very slim for you, one thing you know, I'm still somebody because God loves me. Even if the world can't see my value, even if people don't see my worth, even if the world looks down upon me, even if others see my complexion, my culture, my race as somehow a disability, I don't have to walk with my head down, nor bow, nor frown on my face. I'm going to walk with my head up and my chest out, knowing that God loves me. I don't care what the world says. I don't care what the media says. I don't care what they write about me. I don't care what lies they tell. I know what God has said about me. And if God loves me, that's enough for me to stand up, put my head up, and go forward in Jesus' name. The enemy wants to break you. The enemy wants to break your spirit. They know they can't kill you, but what they try to do is kill your spirit. Because if they can give up, they don't have to fight you anymore. If they can get you to be discouraged, they don't have to worry about you being a threat to them anymore. But God, who lives on the inside of you, the Bible says if God be for us, who can be against us? So the Babylonians tried to convince them that God was not on their side, that God was not with them, that God had somehow been separated from them. But can't nobody separate you from the Lord. His grace is with us. Can't nobody take his love away from you. The Apostle Paul wrote in Romans 8:35, who shall separate us from the love of Jesus Christ? Shall tribulation or distress or persecution or famine